Hey YouTube. I've been working on a micro discus launch glider that is also 3D printed because anyone who knows when you're starting off with discus launch gliders, you end up breaking them a lot. They end up hitting the ground and yeah, not so good. So if you can just replace one of the components or print out a completely new one, um, that's fantastic. So, for those of you who don't know, um, the object of flinging discus launch gliders into the air most of the time is to have them float as long as possible. And so they're built out of like space age polymer, carbon fiber variants. And so yeah, they're pretty expensive. It's actually absurd. And so, if you're gonna buy one from like Hobby King or whatever, you're gonna get a balsa wood thing that probably will last a while. Like I don't know, that one there, it lasted quite some time, but after crashing it a few times, the carbon fiber rod that connects the tailpiece to the wings was pretty much done, and they don't have replacement parts. Um, that's cool. I don't know. I can use it as a jig. I can take all the dimensions that that thing was or is and maybe help recreate something later in the future that's 3D printed that will be sustainable, but that thing by itself is not. Um, I haven't tried this yet. Obviously, I haven't taped the wings. I'm going to put packing tape or something similar so I can get the aerodynamics I need. Uh, the tailpiece might go up or down. Right now it's in the down position. I haven't glued it yet. Underneath the nose cone, which is removable, there is an FR Sky, I don't know, one of the 900 megahertz receivers. I was hoping that the antenna would be smaller, but every time I buy one of these things, this seems to be the new iteration of what they're doing. There's a 250 milliamp one cell LiPo in the nose and a boost converter. And there are two, I should probably take a picture of that if I can actually take this apart. Let's see. They're one of your servos, like micro servos. You've probably seen these online before. If you haven't, you should probably look them up. Those are going to be attached to the horns on the wings. So I'm going to try to fly it and see if this actually flies. Um, it's kind of heavy, but it's not as heavy as I actually imagined it would be. And after printing these things, I don't know, I've had multiple tries. If you look in the pile over there, there's some sitting right there. There's a couple sitting up there. There's a couple sitting in the corner over there too. And I noticed that they're actually fairly rigid in comparison to what I imagined they would be. And so I'll probably print another version that's more akin to this edge on this edge because I think it can handle it. I don't know. Anyway, um, yeah. So I'll post the STL file when it flies. I'll let you guys have a fun time with it. But I'm actively working on making this better. For any of you who are interested in how we're getting articulation out of this, it's a piano wire, very fine piano wire. I'm not really sure that this servo, based on its grams of pull, can actually pull this at least into a neutral position. That'll be a thing. Another thing that I'm using to pull those is going to be Kevlar thread. I'm not sure I'll use thread or if I'm going to use the piano wire and some stir straws from McDonald's along the edges here to keep them straight. I'll see which works best. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm working on. So I'll let you know how it goes, if it goes.